Hello, Marianne Croce here of Small Biz Vantage and creator of 3-Day Weekends Coaching. I'm so happy to be here again this Tuesday with you to cover business leadership in 15 minutes. For those that don't know me, I do this every week for two reasons. One is for you to shift your perspective of your business, your vantage, if you will, and turn it into your competitive edge. And the second is for you to be able to take one action item away each week and implement it. That's how we get things done. That's how we next level our business by implementing, by trying things out. So, for those of you that don't know me, who I work with are business owners in the automotive or skilled trade industries. I've been a shop owner myself for, well, since 1999. So I live exactly everything that you go through. I know it well. And I grew up in the construction space. My family owned a construction contracting business, and I've been around people in those industries all my life. So they're near and dear to me. So this week's topic is three things owners and leaders should know. Now, I come up with these topics every week from a lot of the conversations that I have with business owners. So, when I'm speaking or coaching automotive or skilled trade owners or leaders, the most common challenges that come up are things that they didn't know before they became an owner or a leader. This doesn't only happen in small business. It doesn't happen with those owners. I saw this happen from the corporate side when I was in banking. It was a whole nother life, right, in the corporate world, but I saw it there too. And these were people that were in corporate who became leaders that were working their way up the ladder, if you will, managers. And some of them became owners as well, went out on their own. So these are good things for leaders to know as well, because this way they can support an owner and you could be even more valuable to that owner. Really important to support an owner and be someone that they feel they just can't live without. So, if you want to next level your business, here are three things that you should know. Keep in mind that we've all been here at some point, right? All of us have gone through it at one time or another, one or more of these three things. So, the first thing is financials. Owners aren't truly aware of how much money it takes to get started. I find this all the time because people are talking about not being able to afford certain things, especially when they start out, and more so even when they next level. So we need to know how much money we're going to need every month to run the business, to operate the business. We don't want to be in the dark about financials because this really can prolong next leveling your business. I call this when you're in the dark about the financials, or the financials could be a little bit scary because it's not something that you've done. I call those shadow financials. And that happens to a lot of owners. The next one is doing it all. And I call this one owner or leader overload. They're just so overloaded with so many different activities that they're doing. And owners will do this, they will do everything, try to do everything to save themselves money while learning all the different areas of their business. But it's not sustainable. And many of them will burn themselves out trying to do this. And the other, one of the signs here is that when business stops being enjoyable. So if you're an owner or a leader in a business, this is something that you really want to look out for. Make sure that the business is still enjoyable. And this is really focusing on a mindset of you thinking that you have to do it all. The next one is delegating. This is a challenge for many. Many owners will get to a point of growing their sales be, beyond themselves. So those sales in the business have now gone beyond you. And there's no way that you can produce the amount of work that is coming in. And I call this the business controls you. So once they have a team in place, they still have a hard time letting go. The business is controlling them, right? And a lot of times in this case, what owners will say to me is they can't leave when they need to or they want to. An emergency happens, they have to be gone for a day or so, they manage to figure it out. But for any length of time, they really struggle with being able to leave as they need or want to. So I want to dive a little bit deeper into the three of these. Because I don't want you to be really hard on yourself. These are skills that every owner and leader can develop, and it's really important to develop them. Most owners were not taught business financials, so they don't know what they don't know. That's why it could be a little bit intimidating and a little bit scary for people. And sometimes I find that people are a little bit embarrassed that they don't understand their financials. But if you don't have the knowledge or experience with the financials, get guidance. There are lots of resources out there. When you're not, crystal clear on business financials, it could really lead to poor business decisions. Spending money a business doesn't have can affect the growth and the health of your business. So get financials under control and make better decisions quicker and seize opportunities to grow your business. Many times when you're so caught up in getting through the week and worried about paying different bills that you have, you don't even see opportunities that are right in front of you. They're right under your nose. You're missing them. So when you're starting out, a lot of times what happens is owners are wearing all of the hats. And this is to be expected when you're first starting out. But I've spoke with many business owners that are 10 plus years in, and they're still operating their business in the mindset of doing it all. I need to do it all. I have to do it all. I have to be on 24/7. I'm responsible for everything. This business is my baby. And it's that feeling of if they let go, everything may come crashing down. So they hold their team and their business back because they haven't taken on the owner role. They're not really sure what the owner role is. They've played with a few different things, but they still get pulled back into doing other activities in the business. So focus on owner activities and allow your business to next level. Really important to do that. It's really key. It's hard to grow. And then this third one is many owners struggle with managing. Teams want a leader who leads, not micromanages. Have you ever worked with someone or worked for someone early on and they were just micromanaging everything? It's frustrating and you don't feel valued. You don't feel appreciated. And worst off, you don't feel trusted. So your team really wants clear expectations. This way, they know when they're hitting them, they know when they're achieving what you expect of them. And many owners skip this really important step. Get things out of your head. There's a lot of things that you do, a certain way you do it. It could be called a process, but it's all in your head and no one else knows it. So document your processes, document the way you do things. Even bullet points to start with is good. It's getting you in the right frame of mind, and it's also getting you to do it, to implement it. The more you can delegate with systems and processes, the stronger and healthier your business will be. If you have to leave because you need or you want to leave, You have systems and processes in place, and people know exactly what to do. So here's what I learned. Doing it all was the most challenging for me in the early years out of those three. Out of the three that I was talking about, when it came to financials, when it came to doing it all, and when it came to delegating. For me, doing it all was definitely the biggest challenge. I was overloaded and the warning signs were there. Remember, I told you I've been a shop owner since 1999 and I still own my shop. I was missing out on time with family and it started affecting my health. I mean, I could remember this like it was yesterday. I wasn't sleeping well at all. I really struggled with that. But once I decided to let go and take on the owner role, once I had that switch, that shift in my perspective of how I was going to run the business, that's when I realized that I actually gained control of my business and my life. And the only thing I kept saying to myself was, I wish I had done it sooner. So, this is why I created assess, focus, and lead. There's actually 3 steps. So here's what happens. First off, what I suggest you do is assess and apply. Turn the fear of financials or the frustration of financials into a fun activity to monitor the health of your business. Because now you feel better equipped to make really solid business decisions. So you're going to assess your financials and then you're going to apply that information, that knowledge, and you're going to take action. When you want to stop doing it all, what I say is focus and free. Be focused and be free. Allow yourself to focus on owner activities so that you can move your business forward. Now it gives you freedom from working so much in the business, and now you can focus more on the business. You're not so caught up in the day to day. And lastly, the delegating part. When it comes to delegating, I say lead and let go. Empower your team by allowing them to grow. Create the systems needed so that you can truly empower your team. So, when you think about this, what is the challenge that you struggle with the most? Is it financials, doing it all, or delegating? For me, as I said before, it was definitely doing it all. And I had to stop. I had to trust myself and trust my team. And a lot of times, a team can feel like you don't trust them. But a lot of times, what happens in most cases is that the owner isn't trusting themselves. They're not trusting themselves with being able to lead the team. So you need to trust yourself and then trust your team, because they have the training, if you provide it, and the resources needed, right? And that's what I found with my team. They have the training, they have the resources needed, and I'm truly, truly grateful for them. So if you find this valuable, please share it with another business owner that you know, because I really believe that we can help one another. So that's it for this week's Business Leadership in 15 minutes. I look forward to next week, and here is to an enjoyable week.